Uh,
Yeah.
so it turns out, as of right now, there is no actual way for Matt and I to physically live stream together.
No live stream.
Um, it looks like we would have to be like together in the same room on one computer in order to do that, which in this day and age, I'm amazed that I can't. I'm amazed that we can't do that. I thought for sure there was a way that we could. Uh, so back to just recording and talking about the shit we want to talk about.
Just talking that shit, boy.
I definitely do think we should get together to live stream one day, though.
What? Yeah. Sorry I'm being weird, dude. I'm back actually in the gym this week, lifting for about an hour, 40 minutes of cardio. So I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, that's good. I need to.
Hup!
I think Cass and I found a gym that we're gonna start going to,
That's good. That's good.
and
Uh
starting. Let's see. Well, starting a week from. All right, 8 days. Starting in 8 days, I'll have like a normal work schedule.
let's go. February 1st.
Yeah.
That's my mom's birthday. Shout out moms. Also the day I move out, which seems a bit cruel.
Don't get shitty Wi-Fi.
I'll try not to. We
Better
live in
wait.
the sticks of Virginia, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Y'all are not in the sticks. Not by any. Bro, you live in Colonial Beach. That is not the sticks.
You aren't on a 2-lane road coming to my house after 301, which is 10 miles from my house.
You don't live in the sticks.
You don't either. What are you talking about?
Well, I know I don't, but you don't
Well,
either.
I don't know. I don't know. Your grandma kind of lived out there or lives out there, dude.
Yeah, my grandma Renee, yeah, she's out in the sticks
She
for
is out.
sure.
We had to walk
God,
quite a while to
that
get to
was
the beach,
rough.
brother.
Yeah, that was rough.
Anyways,
I still think that ended up being a fun trip though.
yeah, I mean, it was fun, except the fact that nobody brought food.
Well, we did, but it got fucked up.
We brought a pack of bacon and a half a bag of salt and vinegar family size chips. That's what we brought for 8 people.
Oh, it was more than eight, wasn't
I think it was like 8-ish. Anyways, yeah, it was dumb.
it?
So,
uh,
I've been trying to tell you about that guy in Kansas City wearing that 15 jersey all year long.
no.
Even when they look bad, he get he gets
Yeah, I was about to
AFC
say the
championship
Chiefs
game.
didn't win that, the Bills lost it.
Well, I think there's plenty of blame to go around for plenty
Yeah,
of people.
especially a lot of people on the Bills. The
Uh
Bills very easily could have won that game on that last drive.
oh, for sure.
Very easily. So let's start with a point you brought up when we were texting the other day, this whole Josh Allen coddling thing.
Okay. Now look, as we all know from the last episode, I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. He angers me to my core. But what I am about and truly try to be is fair. And in okay, maybe not recently. Dak's rookie year when the Cowboys lost to the Packers. Everyone said, well, if Dak had done this, if Dak had done that, if, he makes this throw, doesn't throw this pick, things of that nature, the Cowboys win. If Lamar Jackson loses to Patrick Mahomes on Sunday, what's everyone going to say? Lamar can't get it done. That's what everyone is going to say. Lamar Jackson could throw for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns and lose on a game-winning field goal.
And they
And the
say
start of
Lamar can't get
the
it
game,
done.
Lamar can't get it done. So I'm tired. And look, I know some Bills fans. Brett Rothman, he might tune into this. Who knows? He's gonna be upset with me when I say this. Josh Allen gets coddled by the media so much, dude.
He
Any other
does, but he also
pick,
doesn't.
he does because every year going into the year, he's the MVP favorite, and the Bills are favorites to win the Super Bowl. The past 3 years, when he's done what? What are his accolades? What
What
has he done in the league?
lost pretty much every fucking playoff game he's ever been in.
Do you want? I can go through his playoff wins and the quarterbacks he beat, if you'd like me to.
Good.
His first one, the last year of Philip Rivers, when Philip Rivers, not the Chargers, was on the Colts.
Yeah.
He beat Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson left that game in the first quarter with a sprain, or the first half with a sprained ankle.
Ow, fucker.
Skylar Thompson in Miami.
Oh, Jesus.
Mason Rudolph. And there's
We
one
got
more, but
one
he's so
more.
irrelevant, I can't even think of who it is.
But
And every time he plays a competent quarterback and the competent quarterback finishes the game because Lamar got hurt, he loses. Pat Mahomes, I think, what, 4 times now? And Joe Burrow beat his ass in Buffalo last year in the same round. So, like, I don't he's a good quarterback, man. He's a good quarterback. He's a freak athlete. But he's not what everyone wants him to be. He is
he's a
not
bad
going
decision
to be an
maker.
all-time great. He's just not.
Josh Allen's problem is he needs to stop thinking that he's fucking Superman. Because what happened? Everybody can say, "Oh, that pass interference call was bullshit. That lost him the game." Or Tyler Bass is trash. He should have made that to send it into overtime.
Yeah, like 45-yard kick with 15-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, he should have made that. Anyways, go ahead.
At the end of that drive, the Bills were moving the ball. They were steadily moving the ball. They sucked up 7 minutes on that drive.
Talk your shit.
Instead of hitting the underneath his safety route to get a
Dude,
first down to keep the game going, twice he did this. Twice
dude,
in a row. He had Stephon Diggs in a crossing route
Stephon Diggs.
5 to 8 yards deep.
People are like Stephon might have got 8 yards in the first. Stephon Diggs might have scored if he threw him the ball.
Right. That's Stephon Diggs in the open field. Like, come on. There was nobody around him for 10 yards.
Against
And
the
instead of hitting that, Josh Allen thinks, I'm fucking Superman. I'm going to launch this bitch 25 yards down the field into the end zone to a wide receiver that's double covered and just pray to God that he fucking catches it.
I think okay, so Shakur was definitely open in the back of the end zone if Josh could have stepped into the throw. But
Instead of
instead
getting
of
fucking
sliding
slapped.
to the right, he was like, I can make this throw with 600 pounds of full grown man in my lap and left it short because anybody would have left it short. Are you kidding me?
Right. Well, he just needs to. I'm starting to hate Josh Allen less because I'm starting to feel for him.
I
He
don't.
has the ability to be very good at what he does, but he is hindering himself. He
That's why
thinks
I don't feel bad for him.
he thinks he is fucking Superman. He thinks he is fucking Jesus.
So it's a
Like
double-edged
at
sword, dude.
right at the beginning of that drive, instead of just there's at the beginning of that drive, there's what 12 minutes left of the fourth quarter.
I don't know if there was that many.
10.
There was less. There was like 8. But either way,
And instead of just trying to drive down the field, which he has the time to do, he says, you know what? I'm going to launch it 40 yards in the fucking air and just pray that Stephon catches it.
Which, in all fairness, that was a perfect throw. Stephon Diggs
It
should have caught
was.
that ball.
Stephon should have
He
caught
should
that.
have caught that ball.
But
Again, like we
who,
said, there's plenty of blame to go around. That's part of it. You got to is Stephon Diggs.
right,
You want to be a number one receiver. You got to catch that ball.
that entire drive was just like really good at certain points, but then there was a lot of blame for why it didn't end up with anything
So I
from
want you to
multiple
think back
people.
to when the Bills were 6-6. We all said they were dead, right? Whatever. What did they do? They fired their offensive coordinator and they brought in Joe Brady. Okay.
Mhm.
Did their offense look at all similar when they brought Joe Brady in?
No.
No, because Joe Brady ran the ball and I don't know what he did, but he beat it into Josh Allen's head. Just take what they give you. Just take what they, if you take what they give you, we'll win the game.
Right. And he just said to hell with that against the Chiefs of all people.
Not only that, he did it against Miami. He was lucky Miami, their quarterback, we disagree, but I don't think is a very good quarterback. I think he's average. But they're lucky that Miami's quarterback didn't play better that day because they would have lost that game. And it cost him he played Josh Allen. I'll give him this. He played amazing for the first 3 quarters and 13 minutes. They needed
Right.
one more play. And that's what it comes down to. And that's why I keep saying you can't count out this guy from Kansas City, number 15, because when the Chiefs need the play, you know he's going to make the play.
Right.
You know he's going to make the play.
So here's also where I'm at. Launching that ball down the field for Stephon when Stephon should have caught it. If he had caught that ball, that would have put them at what?
Like the 15.
40?
No,
It was that fucking
yeah.
far.
He threw that ball like 60 yards in the air.
So that would have put them within realistic scoring range. Minimum, Tyler Bass is making that field goal, leaving 6 minutes on the clock.
It did.
We saw what happened last year in this game.
Or 2 years ago, and they left 13 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and it was just score, score, score. Yes, don't get me wrong. You want to go for that ball. Everybody does. We all play Madden. That's what we want to do.
We all love touchdowns.
But there's a certain point where you say, okay, if I'm going to score, I need to wipe the fucking clock out because this is Patrick Mahomes. If I leave him 1 second on the clock, he is going to fucking score.
Yep.
It's just a given. That's why you don't take a 60-yard bomb shot down the field on the first play of the drive. Because I guarantee you he catches that, scores a touchdown. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are going to march that ball right back down the field in 8 fucking plays, score, probably go for 2 because they're assholes like that, and fucking win the game.
Do a ring around the rosy in the huddle.
Right. I mean, like,
dude, so like that's the thing with like everyone's like, oh, the kicker should have made it. First of all,
he never should have been in that position in the first place. He should have been 20 yards closer.
I don't think people understand how far 45 yards is. I know it's 44 yards. I'm rounding up. Kill me, whatever. That's 135 feet.
Yeah, let's
not only that far on the ground, you got to make sure by the time it gets to 135 feet, it's more than 10 feet high so it can cross the crossbar.
Right. I mean, you got to think about that. That's
in 15-mile-an-hour wind.
What's 135 divided by 6? 20 something? 22?
22 and a half.
22 and a half. That is 22 of me laying down.
Yeah.
A little less, but 22 of me laying down. And it's still got to be almost twice as high as my fucking ceiling.
In 15-mile-an-hour wind. So Bills Mafia, everyone loves them. I think they're great fans. I'm not going for their whole fan base because not everybody's doing this. But the fact that I never understand this in sports when people do this. Like, get a fucking life, move on. When people are sending this guy death threats, like, come on, man.
Oh my God, dude, you remember
What are we doing? Why? Get a
the
fucking life, move on.
the Vikings, was it Blair Walsh
Yes, dude.
when
That
he
was a
missed that
29.
kick?
That was a 27-yard field goal.
Yeah. And I mean they booed him right out of Minneapolis
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to him after that.
or Minnesota. Sorry. They booed
Minneapolis,
him right out of Minnesota.
Minneapolis is in Minnesota. Anyways,
I mean,
yeah.
like,
Well, I
cut the
just
guy some slack. Now, here's another argument
well
that
now
could be made.
that one is a 27. That one's shorter than an
Well,
extra point.
no, not
That,
Blair Walsh, but I'm talking about
but
Tyler
Tyler
Bass.
Bass, dude, death threats. That I cannot with some of these
Right.
fans, dude.
It's a
Like
game. It's a fucking game.
you've seen me cry watching Cowboys games. I would never send a player a death threat. Are you fucking kidding
Right.
me?
Be on Twitter, hey Dak, I'm gonna murder you and your family.
Yeah, like, dude, fuck off. Like, fuck off. Like, you're a bitch if you do that. And I don't respect you as a human
Right.
being.
I mean, cut the dude some slack. It was freezing outside, game on the line, a
Yeah,
lot of pressure,
it's not
fucking
like
windy as shit.
it's not like it's a preseason kick. This is to go to or at least tie the game to try to go to the AFC Championship game.
Right. Now, that being said, Tyler Bass has had a little trouble with missing kicks.
I wouldn't bring him back.
Um, the last week before this, he
He
was
went one
one
for
for
three.
three on his field goals. I
And
mean,
that's the coaching era, right? As Sean McDermott, your kicker's struggling. Like, you've seen it. You know it's bad conditions. I want to know I think they got like 6 yards of carry against the Chiefs. You have two timeouts and it's 2nd and 8. Why not run the ball once?
right.
Fuck it.
Every yard is going to help.
Every yard
I
helps.
realistically think if he was five
And
yards closer, he'd have made that kick.
and if you stop it, and if they stop, like if the Chiefs tackle you, they're gonna use a timeout because they want to have time for Patrick Mahomes to have the ball.
Right.
I don't know. Enough about the Bills. The other side of the coin is in his 6 years as starter, Patrick Mahomes will be in his sixth AFC Championship game, which is just fucking ridiculous. Just nuts to me,
So,
especially with how talented the rest of the league is. No one can beat the man.
I will say, after seeing Jason Kelsey at the game, I'm kind of I don't give a shit about the Chiefs. I want to see Jason Kelsey shirtless at the Super Bowl.
Dude, this is like, oh shit. Both of my Super Bowl picks are still alive, bro. I picked the Chiefs and Niners to beat in the Super Bowl
Neither are fine or alive.
and the Chiefs to win. But I
Actually,
don't know.
didn't I?
There's not much to say about.
I can't believe this shit. I picked the fucking Texans.
Yeah, that's. But
Ah,
I think we both. Well, I know I did in last week's episode. I know I picked the Texans to
yeah.
beat the Ravens. But look, man, there's not much to say about Mahomes. I mean, i- if he wins this Super Bowl with this team, he's number 2 all time already.
Right. I mean, when do you start to ask that question? Is he better than Tom Brady?
He just doesn't have the
The
longevity.
accolades, yeah. He's
Well,
got
he's got
us.
the accolades.
Well,
Shit.
yeah, but I'm
But
talking like the fucking amount of passing yards,
oh yeah, that's what the
shit like that.
longevity stats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he plays another 10 years, which with nutrition and health and everything the way it is, very possible. Knock on wood, I
I
really
mean, how long is his fucking contract with Kansas City? It's like 12
10
years,
years.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Is it
10 years,
10?
500 million. But
I mean, good for him. He's never gonna have to fucking leave because there's no way they ever trade him or anything like that.
I think he has a no trade clause too. So, but I mean, there's nothing else to say really. I mean,
Oh, and on Jason
so
Kelsey
like the
real quick.
thing is, definitely the Ravens are favored this week, right? They should be. They have the better team. But if we're on here recording next week and the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl, are either of us going to be surprised?
No, not at
Are
all.
either of us going to be like, I can't believe this happened?
No, not at
No.
all. Now, would I rather the Ravens go to the Super Bowl just because, the fine people of Baltimore could really use that shit? Yes.
Yeah.
Um, do I also think literally the entire country is rooting for the Ravens besides Kansas City and Swifties?
Because
Yes.
yeah, because everyone's tired of it. But look, man, if you're tired of it, beat them. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, in all honesty, if there's anybody that's going to stop them from going to the Super Bowl, it's the Ravens.
It has to be now.
But I also saw a really, really interesting stat. Every team that's ever beat the Bills in the playoffs lost their next playoff game.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Again, I if the Ravens won, I wouldn't come on here next week and be like,
right.
my
We
God.
could very realistically seeing it go both ways.
I think it's a coin flip game.
Right. Now, moving over to the 49ers and the Lions, do the Lions have a shot? Yes. Is it a much more minimalistic shot than the Chiefs or the Ravens? Yes.
I think you're underestimating the Lions.
I probably am a little bit, but also at the same time, the 49ers are a very good football team.
A very good football team that should have lost to the Packers. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been wild as fuck. I swear to God. I'd have been pissed if the Packers made it to the fucking NFC divisional game.
You and me both, man.
Um, do I want to see the Lions win for the exact same reason that everybody wants to see the Ravens win? Yes,
Yeah.
because everybody hates the 49ers besides 49ers fans. It seems
So
like every year when we get to this kind of stuff, it is totally one-sided.
it's almost like our elections. It's like, who do you hate less?
Right,
Who are you going to vote for because you hate the other person less? Like they both suck, but I mean, what are we going to do?
right. And like I want the Lions to win and I want the Ravens to win, but I also don't want them to meet in the Super Bowl because then I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna pick. It's
I
like,
either
yeah, I want the
so
Ravens because it'll be fucking awesome around here, but then the Lions win, it's
so
over. It's the drought is ended.
I either want it to be Ravens Niners or Chiefs Lions because I think those two matchups would actually be good games.
Instead of
Like
just
I
the
think if it was the
Chiefs
Lion, I
49ers.
think if it was the Lions and Ravens, the Ravens would blow the Lions the fuck out because they already have this year, 38-6, I think it was, or something ridiculous like that. And the Chiefs not I mean, I think the Chiefs Niners would be good just because the Chiefs defense is good and the Niners defense
Yep, 38-6. That's fucking rough.
has been okay, I guess. Not like a month ago, I would have been like the Niners defense is the best in the league. Now it's like they've been good. They don't like scare you anymore.
Right.
But
Well, so, and this is another thing I find really funny. AFC quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. NFC quarterbacks, Brock Purdy and fucking Jared Goff.
see, I I think whoever wins the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl
I, I I think I have to agree with you.
because
Because I'm sorry, but I think both teams in the AFC seriously outclassed both the teams in the NFC.
I think the Ravens would beat either of them.
I agree with you.
I think the Chiefs would beat the Lions. I think the Chiefs would have a harder time with the 49ers.
I have to agree. The Chiefs, the way to shut down the 49ers is pressure Brock Purdy. You pressure Brock
Dude,
Purdy, he gets uncomfortable and he just starts making mistakes.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, did you see his game-winning drive?" And I'm like, "Yeah, did you see the 3 3/4 before that?" Dude, it was awful. The whole game, just missing throws, just easy throws. The Packers dropped 2 picks. Jordan Love just tried three too many off his back foot, fuck it, fadeaway throws across his body. Their
For
kicker
sure.
missed a
But
makeable kick. I mean, the Packers blew it.
right, they should have won that
Packers
game.
blew it.
Now, this is not by any means me saying, the 49ers are a trash team or Brock Purdy's not a good quarterback, because that's just simply not true. He's done too well for me to say that. But we've seen it when you get an effective pass rush on Brock Purdy, which is hard because that offensive line is pretty good, and they like having Kyle Juszczyk back there blocking. If you get an effective pass rush on Brock Purdy, he gets uncomfortable in the pocket, and he is a pocket passer. If you start forcing him out or pressuring him while he's trying to throw, or even, get a couple sacks, start getting hands in his face, start batting passes, accidentally stepping on him, shit like that, he starts
Um,
to shut down very quickly. And out of everybody in the Final Four right now, the team with the best pass rush is by far the Ravens.
and that's so everyone who's like, "Oh, Brock Purdy, look what he did." If you were starting a franchise and you only had these quarterbacks to pick from, you would pick Brock Purdy last.
Yeah,
So, like, I don't understand. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, he's elite." No, he's not. He's a good, again, like you said, I don't want it to sound like I hate the kid because he
right.
is a
He's
good quarterback.
right. He's done too
Good
well to say
quarterback.
that.
He is a good quarterback.
Right. And the whole system quarterback thing,
Mm, I could see it.
I can see it, but also that's kind of where you want to be in the NFL. But also
Yeah.
realistically, I think if you take Brock Purdy and put him on a lot of teams that currently have bad quarterbacks, they will do better. You take Brock Purdy and put him on the Steelers, I think Brock Purdy's better than Kenny
I
Pickett.
really don't know about that.
I mean,
I
he just fuck it
seriously,
and throw it up to George Pickens. Kenny Pickett can't even fucking throw it that far because his little baby hands.
Brock Purdy doesn't have big hands either. That's why
Yeah,
he
he
was
isn't.
literally drying his hand off while he was taking a snap last week. Like, but
I think like you can make an argument for the system quarterback thing, but
right,
when
like,
Trey Lance was doing that, he wasn't doing that well,
well,
albeit he
he
did
only
get
got to start
injured.
2 games. So,
Um, Jimmy G, when he was in there, he was not doing as good as Brock was. He wasn't doing bad, but they slammed Brock into the same exact spot in a much more do or die situation, and Brock did better than Jimmy G did.
maybe stats wise, but Jimmy G took him to the Super Bowl and had a 10-point lead with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, and look where Jimmy G's at now.
That's what I'm saying about Brock Purdy. I think he's better than Jimmy G. I do.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, if you put Brock Purdy on the Chiefs, do you think the Chiefs are in the AFC Championship game?
No,
If you put Brock Purdy on the Bills, do you think the Bills are even in the divisional round game?
maybe.
You think he's as good as Josh Allen?
So that's a very relative question. Do I think Brock would make less mistakes like what Josh Allen makes? Yes, because
But do you think he would make the runs that Josh had to make in some of those situations?
no.
Do
So
you think the
again,
Ravens
it's
would be as do
very
you think the Ravens
relative.
would be as good as they are with Brock instead of Lamar? Or
No, but
Better.
it has to be somewhere where he fits.
Here's a better exercise. Do you think the 49ers would be undefeated if they had Patrick Mahomes?
Without a fucking doubt.
Do you think they'd be undefeated if they had Josh Allen?
No.
Who would they have lost to?
Because Josh Allen just makes mistakes. Brock Purdy,
Okay, if they had Lamar Jackson, do you think they'd be undefeated?
Lamar makes a lot of turnovers.
No, he doesn't. He
Not
throws
this
7
year,
picks this
but
year.
previous years. He's kind of fumble prone. That's
Do,
the only problem with him
would
right
they
now.
be better with Lamar Jackson or Brock Purdy?
I Brock has a better arm than Lamar does.
That's absurd, bro. No way you just said that. No, he
He's more
doesn't.
he's more
Straight
accurate
up
than he is.
doesn't. Accurate does not mean he has a better arm.
Okay, well, Brock Purdy is more accurate with his throws than
I
Lamar
couldn't tell
Jackson is.
last week.
Typically, he is. Now you can't
Well,
just be
so Jet,
picking. You can't be just picking one game when you're talking about the actual skill level of a quarterback.
okay, but what I'm saying is,
Lamar has had fucking horrible games.
okay, but what I'm saying is like give Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, and Trent Williams. I think he's going to do better.
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to do bad, but I think Brock Purdy would do better in a team like that than Lamar would.
I think you could plug any of the top 10 quarterbacks in San Francisco, and they'd be
And
just
they
not
would
better.
do good.
I
I'm
think
just
they'd be
saying,
better.
I think the archetype that Brock Purdy is works a little better in San Fran than because
So,
Brock is a pocket passer, field general quarterback.
so average quarterback.
Yes.
So Dak Prescott would do good in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where do you have Brock Purdy? Like, if you had to rank quarterbacks,
I would probably put him in the top 10.
dude, come on. You don't have to do this. All right.
I mean,
all right. I'm just gonna go through. We'll just go through. Patrick Mahomes. Yes or no? Is he better? Patrick Mahomes.
yes.
Lamar Jackson.
hmm
Joe Burrow. Healthy Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna pass on that one because I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him healthy in 2 years, dude.
What happened the last time he was healthy? He beat Patrick Mahomes and went to the Super Bowl.
Uh, I'm I'm gonna pass on Joe Burrow. I'm gonna say no.
You think Brock Purdy's better than Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow hasn't played a full season in 2 years.
Joe Burrow played a full season last year.
Did he? I thought he missed a
Yeah.
game.
And he went to the
He's
AFC Championship
he's
game.
hurt too much. I barely got to watch him play it all this year. And when he did play, granted he was injured, he looked awful.
Charlie, you did not just say
I'm
Brock.
not saying Brock Purdy is better than Joe Burrow,
Okay,
but
that's all I was asking.
I
Is
cannot
Brock Purdy
physically
better?
rank Joe Burrow over Brock Purdy because I haven't watched him play. What?
Bro, what are you talking about?
I have not been able to watch Joe Burrow play. He's been fucking injured. Okay.
It doesn't.
If
Okay,
I'm
I
if I'm
said
taking
healthy
a,
Joe Burrow, which is last year's Joe Burrow. Would you take him over Brock Purdy?
I would take rookie Joe Burrow over Brock Purdy.
Even better because he tore his ACL at 5-11. Justin Herbert.
No, he looked like dog shit this year. I don't care about raw skill.
That's
Consistency.
what this is.
No, consistency is an important quarterback statistic. Okay? It
Well, they
is.
say Jimmy G's better than all of them too because he was consistently in there.
No.
So which is it? Is it availability or is it skill?
It's a combination of the two.
Okay.
Brock Purdy did amazing, got injured, came back,
You're saying Brock
still
Purdy
did
is a
amazing.
top 3 quarterback in the National.
I'm not saying top
So
three,
then
but
who's better?
I mean, I'm going to say I think Dak is better than Brock Purdy.
But Joe Burrow isn't.
I'm saying Joe Burrow right now, no, but Joe Burrow a couple of years
Okay, so
ago, yes.
so Joe Burrow with a torn wrist ligament isn't better than Brock Purdy. I'd hope so.
Well, even when he was playing this year, they were making him play hurt, and he just didn't look good.
He looked fine till he tore his ligament. He looked bad the first
No,
4 weeks.
didn't.
He looked bad the first 4 weeks, and then he beat San Francisco in San Francisco by 2 touchdowns.
No,
He did. That's just a fact.
no, I know he did, but I cannot sit here and say that as of right now, I think definitively that Joe Burrow is
This is
a better quarterback than Brock Purdy.
nuts, dude. That's crazy. You're just saying this so we get fame. I know what you're doing. You're just saying this so more people watch. That's why you're
I
doing
mean,
it.
I want people to watch, but
That's
I gotta
only
say, I
option.
gotta opinionate what I'm opinionated about.
That's the only option. There's no way you believe this. There's just no. I hope we get like 85 views on this because that would make me
Just
feel
so
better
people can
about
sit
what
there
you.
and call me a dumbass.
Yeah, just so everyone
That's
can see what I'm
fine.
saying. Oh
That's
my
fine if
god.
people
Okay,
want to do
Jalen.
that.
Okay, Jalen Hurts.
No,
Dak Prescott's better, but Jalen Hurts isn't.
correct.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I can't, dude. I can't. You have to be. We're okay. Is this a prank?
No, dude, Jalen Hurts is trash.
All right. Anyone who's standing in Charlie's apartment with a camera recording my reaction, like it's fine.
Jalen Hurts shouldn't even be in that question. I don't even know if I put no, he probably still would be in the top 10, but he's inadequate in the passing game.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get us more views when nobody's even gonna like make it to the end of this.
Okay. I'll just do mine, and you can just spout whatever nonsense you want. I'm taking Pat Mahomes. I'm taking Lamar Jackson. I'm taking Joe Burrow. I'm taking Josh Allen. I'm taking Justin Herbert. That's just 5 off the top of my head. I'm taking Jared Goff with the way he's looked this postseason and all year.
So why are you giving me shit about picking Jared Goff?
Because you picked Jared Goff over him, but not Joe Burrow. It doesn't make any sense, Charlie.
If Joe Burrow is healthy, yes, I am taking him over Brock
That's
Purdy.
what I said. I said a healthy Joe Burrow.
Purdy's not healthy. All
No
right, I'm
shit.
looking at it right now as a span of the
Right
entire
now, there's
time
only 4
these
teams.
guys have been in the league.
Right now, there's only 4 teams left, and we already discussed that we would take Brock last out of the 4 remaining starting quarterbacks.
Well, yes.
Oh my god. Also, Debo might not play this week.
Oh
So
shit, seriously?
Brock Purdy's gonna have to play without one of the Avengers, so he might actually have to play real quarterback this week. So they're definitely gonna lose. All right. I need a break after that, and we got less than a minute. So
Well, we're gonna talk about this more when we come back. I want to sit here and talk about this. I want to sit here and rank every single starting quarterback when we come back.
all right.
So we will come back to this here in about 10 minutes, and you're just gonna see Matt absolutely flabbergasted with my fucking
I'm gonna
list.
throw up on this fucking
So they had my only parameters is they had to be the majority starter for the season. So
Right.
no like fucking throw in Jacoby Brissett